session. I'm going to record this. As always, it is Sunday, November 15th, 8 p.m. Again, if you guys have any questions, just throw it in the chat. We'll get to it when we get a chance to. How these live sessions work is I'm just going to go through literally all the pairs that I'm looking at to potentially trade this week. In doing that, I'm just going to do top-down analysis. So I'm going to start on the higher time frames and work my way down to the lower time frames. We're going to look for entries. If there are any trades on the live session, then I will call them out. Just to recap, we've posted for this week all of our analysis in this analysis tab in the Discord. So most of you guys should be in the Discord. So all of our analysis is posted here. You can come in, check it out. We write a little bit about what we're looking at on each time frame so you can break it down. And as the week goes on, you can hit this little play button. As you can see how things have opened up, you can hit this little play button and you can see how things are playing out. So that being said, let's get started with Nzd Usd. That was just the analysis that was shown. So let me head over to the major pairs here. I'm gonna actually just take a quick look at DXY. So the dollar index, guys, is basically just the value of the US dollar. So it is how the US dollar is trending. Obviously, at the moment, on this monthly time frame, we are trending pretty bearish. You know, we are moving downward, moving averages here across. These moving averages that I have on here are the 8 and 18-day moving averages. They just are good indicators of short-term trend. So this is showing us that momentum is pretty bearish. And as we work our way down time frames, down to the weekly, we can see that last week we ended up at the bottom of this area again that we previously found support at 92,200. And we formed this, looks as though it's a reversal candle. It's like a spinning top at the bottom here. So we've got a wick to the downside and a wick to the upside. So that candle is normally a reversal candle. We are near this weekly level down here as well. I'm just going to bring this down so we have it marked as a zone. So basically, just to start off, guys, we use monthly and weekly levels, key levels here. So as you can see on my chart right now, I have a monthly level marked up here and a weekly level. The reason why I have those is they're basically just order zones. So they're previous points in the market when the price came to this area and made a dramatic either rejection or support. So if we can look left here based on this level that I placed on the monthly time frame, we'll come up to the monthly. We'll do this really quickly. Come onto the line chart right here. And you can see at this monthly level, why did I place this? It's based on this touch right here and this touch right here. So these are major points at which the market came to, found support, and then flew in the opposite directions. We found support here, and then here we found resistance. Looks like we got Nick joining up here. What's up, dude?
What's there we go.
Yeah, there we go. What's up? What's up? All right, so based on this little touch right here and this touch right here, we've got the monthly key level, and then we bring that across. And if we come back onto the actual candlesticks here, come down to the weekly time frame, we could see, you know, where are we right now? So we have this level of support here. So it'd be nice to get some sort of buy off of this area, bring that back into this upper zone right here. I'm also just going to clean this up a little bit, and we're going to go down to the daily time frame. So weekly time frame overall, guys, is bearish. We're still below the moving averages. We're starting to find a level of support here. It's retesting this level, but let's work down time frames and see what we need in order to change up to like a bullish bias. So down to the daily, as you can see, the daily time frame still very much bearish here. Moving averages are flattening out a little bit, but look how the end of last week formed, just an evening star. So this is still very much bearish on the daily time frame. And then all the way down to the 4-hour, pretty much what we're seeing right here is we had a retracement up to around the 50% level, and then we crossed over, moving averages crossed around the 38.2, and we're pushing down. So This thing is bearish on the two main time frames, the 4-hour and the daily, and you know, until it starts to break beyond this level. Now this is like a nice level to use. We can mark this down as a 4-hour. Let's put 4-hour here. So until this level is really broken, guys, we're looking for sells on this all the way. And as we come down to the 30-minute and the 1-hour, where would we look to potentially take a sell on this on just the next potential lower high area? So we had a lower low here, pulled back. These are all lower high points. So we need something similar to this where we have some sort of pullback. And we're going to obviously look mainly for it to pull back and retest this previous area right here. So pull back, retest this area. We got the 200-day coming in this area too. So that'd be a good spot. So we'll see if this thing pulls back up, retraces. That'll be the next potential area for this thing to head lower. So that's DXY. Let's head over to Nzd USD. This is going to be the first pair that we look at based on this analysis that we just went over. So let's go bump all the way up to the weekly time frame. You can actually start all the way up on the monthly. So one thing is right here on the monthly, we're at this monthly resistance zone. This is based on all these touches right here of support, support right here, resistance, resistance. So we're coming back up into this zone. So I am expecting us to see some sort of resistance here. Last week we closed with a lot of rejection this level, this huge wick. So potentially, you know, looking at reversals here based on how this is closing, buyer's exhaustion, and then working our way down time frames here to the daily. We're just at this high point. This is just in this bullish trend on the daily. No bearish engulfing yet. This was that wick though. If we broke down the weekly, we had weekly came up, final candle closed, or Thursday's candle closed very bearish right there. And then if we break this down even to the 4-hour time frame, we could see the 4-hour is actually crossing, moving averages are crossing here. So it had a little bit of push. We needed to reject again. We were forming this little flag on the 30-minute time frame, but as we can see now, this thing broke a little bit higher. So pretty much at this point, we're going to look to see how it retests these highs right here. It's going to come up, retest this level, 68,750 first, and then it'll retest these highs right here. And we won't take any buys until it gets above there. So we're going to look to sell as long as it's below this level right here. So as long as we're below this level, we're going to look to sell off. So that's Nzd USD. Let's go over to Ucad. This is one that we might have a potential entry on literally right now. So let's go up to the weekly. Let's go all the way up to the monthly time frame. So let's look at the monthly. Moving averages are crossing here. We are hitting this like major level right now. We did come off of that a little bit, come down to the weekly. We last week had this like spinning top candle at the bottom here. So we're at support, spinning top. Could this reverse? You know, potentially, but what would we have to see for that for us to start to take buys? Daily time frame, still bearish all the way right now, forming lower lows, lower high, forming this low, lower high. So we're still very much bearish on this time frame. I marked off this daily level. So we're like retesting the support, now turn resistance. And look how it's forming this huge wick, you know, closure below the moving average, and then down to the 4-hour time frame. It's basically just bearish. Then we have this right here, fibs. Let's adjust this a little bit. So we're coming up, we're right around 50% level, 2 bearish engulfing candles in a row, one right here and one right here. So a lot of resistance right now at this level. If we look left, definitely resistance here previously. So this is nice, below the 200-day right now, and then coming down to the 30-minute. Basically on the 30-minute time frame, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for this level to hold as broken. So We have this level breaking support right now on the 30-minute and even on the 1 hour as well. This is also a significant level. So I want this thing to close below on the 1 hour. So we need this thing to close lower, not a doji or anything like that. We need this thing to push down and to close a bit lower right here. And then what we will wait for is a potential retracement here. We're not going to just enter here, so we're just going to wait. So we need some sort of pullback similar to this, pulled back. We're going to need another pullback here. And then we're going to look to short this because it lines up on every time frame, 30-minute, 4-hour, daily, weekly. It's lining up everywhere to be bearish. So that's the ideal on Ucad. I'm going to mark this one, move it up. NU, I'm going to mark as red because we're not actually going to look for entries at the moment on that yet. And then let's go over to GU. So GU is next. Let's clear a little bit of this up, come all the way up to the monthly. So monthly time frame, look at our key levels. We've got a weekly level placed right here. We can see we've got resistance there, resistance there. We're coming back up into this area again. Let's break this down to the weekly. So last week closed with this doji at the top here. So doji obviously sign a reversal there. So we're forming this doji here. Still a little bit early. We got to break this down a little bit more. So down to the daily. Down to the daily, we could see that we're just in this like giant flag here. And I actually drew this on the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour, we just have this huge flag forming this huge channel, ascending channel, basically. We're inside of this channel, and we have this bearish confirmation here. So we have this weekly level. We have this high point right here. If I break this down even to the 1 hour right now, basically what I'm looking at is on the 1 hour, we broke some structure here. Now we're pulling back all the way up. I'm looking for price to reject within this blue area. Within this area, that's where I'm looking for price to find resistance in. So basically, guys, I'm looking for sells anything below this area, anything below 132,700. I will sell if it shows any sort of signal to sell, bearish engulfing, whatever. So that's GU, and GU and UCAD are different. You know, they're not correlating the same right now, but that's okay. You know, whatever. If this thing starts to push higher and higher, that means that the Ucad setup, you know, will potentially be there. So keep that in mind. So that's GU. Let's go over to EU. Let's bump up to the monthly. So monthly time frame on EU here. We've got this weekly key level in here that we're currently retesting. This level, as you can see here, rejected this area and fell. But like this level isn't so like I would consider this resistance or support right now. We're just trying to see how it reacts. So there's just a lot of orders at this level. So there's a lot of volume that could potentially be here. So look how it's forming this monthly. We're just coming back up into this level. We form this resistance level up here, so we're going to keep that in play. And then coming down to the weekly, so weekly time frame. Again, we've got. I'm just going to adjust this to be a little bit lower. So we've got this high at like 19200. So pretty much anything below here, I'm still looking to sell based on these confluences up here. Anything below this price. So down to the daily now. So daily time frame. Oh yeah, that's. Let me adjust this just a little bit right there. So down to the daily again. Anything below 119, 280, 19300 level, I'm looking to sell. More immediately, anything below 1.18580, I'm looking to sell. As you can see, we're coming back up into this zone that previously sells. So I'm going to be looking for the same thing here as we're coming up. I'm not going to sit on the 1 hour for this one. I'm going to sit on a higher time frame. So I'm going to monitor it on the 4 hour and even on the daily. This one isn't as close to a setup based on that seller's bias right there. So I'm going to sit on these time frames as we're coming back up. You know, we'll wait and see how that forms. So I'm going to move this one down the list, down to here. Let's go to USEF. Let's bump up to the monthly. So monthly time frame on USEF, we're hitting this monthly key level right here. I've been saying this, that we have this bullish engulfing at the bottom here, but we still are bearish. We still are bearish, but we are seeing this level act as support. So we're trying to play this area right now. It's in this little range. Coming down to the weekly. Again, weekly time frame just consolidating sort of at this low right now. As you can see, last week formed this bullish candle with a large wick at the top. This could mean more buyers coming in this week. This definitely could mean more buyers. It opened up and gapped up to the upside here. So coming down to the daily, what are we going to need to see? So coming down to the daily time frame is still bearish. So it's like weekly time frame is hitting this support level. It's still bearish though, but we're trying to see if it's going to reverse here. Daily time frame, still bearish. Formed this resistance level at the end of last week, right there. And then all the way down to the 4 hour, where we're going to monitor this, still bearish as well. And as you can see, we just formed that lower high on the 4 hour, and we're like popping below this level. So this lines up really with Ucad, USEF, looking for shorts. So if I were to go down to the 30-minute on this one, there's no entries at the moment. But if we see the pullback, if this thing does something very similar to this, where it pulls back and then falls, so we have, let's do like this, just using the bars pattern. So just some sort of pullback, retest the 200-day right there. That'd be nice. Retest that level and then see some rejection off that and then take another short. So that's the outlook on Ucad. If this thing just keeps falling, guys, I'm not going to personally enter on really anything. So that's all the major pairs that I have for you guys. I did Ucad, GU, USEF, EU, and NU. The main ones I'm looking at are going to be GU and Ucad. Again, no entries really right now, at least nothing that's looking that good. So we're just going to wait on that. So that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Nick, and he's going to get into some more pairs for you guys.
Perfect. Thank you. Good analysis, though, Angelo. I like that. I actually like that USEF trade at the end. I actually think that looks pretty good.
What, USEF?
Yeah, I think that looks pretty decent, especially where DXY is right now. So we'll get to that. Also, do you hear this rain by you?
Yeah,
it is. It's coming down. It is definitely coming down.
It is coming down.
But all right, so let's jump over to these pairs here, starting off with DXY. So this is going to line up pretty much exactly with what Angelo had. He was on the 30-minute showing you guys, push lower, potential pullback to resistance here. So this would actually form a nice head and shoulders pattern on the 4 hour as well. If we got a little bit of support, came back for a retest, form a lower high, test resistance, and potentially a right shoulder, right? If this was a head and shoulders pattern, this would be the left shoulder, this would be the head, right shoulder would form right in this area, followed by a nice drop down towards, significant support levels. So this is looking really nice. Definitely bearish on the dollar overall. We'll do a quick analysis on the daily, and then we'll get over to AU. But yeah, this is definitely looking super bearish. I mean, we had a nice MA cross here on this time frame. We are still within a range, but we did get a lower high at a key area. So this was really nice to see that rejection from these MAs, nice evening star. And then as we just showed on the 4 hour, nice little transition to the downside with this MA cross and then potential head and shoulders pattern. So we'll see how this plays out. Definitely favoring a bearish bias here though, guys. So keep that in mind. Everything just flashed for a second. Anyway, so yeah, if this does come back a little bit, we'll see that reaction on other pairs as well, but we'll get into that in a second. But overall, definitely very bearish for us to consider. Any long scenario on the dollar right now, we need to see a transition or break and retest of this 4 hour level right here at 93.3. Okay, so that is the most recent level of resistance that we need to break for us to go long. Okay, so very, very bearish. Clearly, we're very far away from that. So we'll watch this develop and make some good trades this week. All right, so AUD, USD. First pair As you guys can see, this is reacting off the dollar dropping. So this is pretty much skyrocketing, breaking through this 4-hour level. And, so we're looking for pretty much a transition here. We want to see this as a confirmed break. I mean, there's a ton of volume here. We can see that, but we got to wait on it. We're not going to buy right now. We're going to wait for some sort of higher low above 0.727, this 4-hour zone, to confirm it, right? We really want to see this as new support. And then we can take a nice long into a key resistance around 0.734. So this could be a really nice trade. So this does line up pretty well with DXY. So if DXY finds support here, it pulls back, we'll see AU pull back, right? Give us that higher low. And then if DXY continues with this momentum, completes the head and shoulders, goes bearish again, we'll see AU start to take off. And that could be a really nice trade. So looking pretty good on AU, right? Overall, clearly bullish. Huge transition here on the daily time frame when we broke this monthly zone. Got a nice double bottom, confirmed higher low, confirmed this zone and this weekly break of structure. So there's tons of confluence there. Pushed higher, broke this daily resistance zone, and then we just covered on the 4-hour this whole setup, right? Nice break, pull back, 38.2. Now we're getting an MA cross, waiting for that higher low, and then we're in. So yeah, AU is shaping up pretty nice. This is a clean setup, guys, and there's a lot of volume coming into AU. So we'll wait for it to develop, wait to see what DXY does, and make a nice trade. Don't jump in on this, guys. Don't let the emotion trigger you on this little spike. We're gonna get in on a good trade here. Looking pretty good. Let's just see what this is. The risk reward on this. So we would get in on an entry somewhere around here. Let's bring this over. Okay, well over 2-to-1. Yeah, well over 2-to-1. So decent trade. Closer to 2.5, 2.5 to 1. So closer to 60 pips. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Looking not bad. Nice little higher low. That'd be a nice entry on some bullish setups. And then we're long. But this, yeah, again, it does really depend. This is solely driven by DXY right now, clearly. Like all this volume stepping in as DXY is dropping. Like clearly there's a correlation, right? So how this plays out, if it follows this trade path, this blue one, we should see something very similar on AU here, following this blue trade path. Okay, but yeah, that's it for AU. Let's jump over to AJ. Daily time frame to start. All right, so we were very bearish on this recently. We had this nice reversal take place, nice daily break of structure, huge descending channel, right? Nice bearish channel here. And then we got a nice rally. So we got an MA cross. It blew through this channel, kind of surged up to this monthly zone, right where this daily break was. Then it started consolidating. So let's go ahead and drop down to the 4-hour, take a closer look at this. But yeah, this was a pretty large breakout here. A ton of volume entered the market. And then, we just started consolidating near this monthly zone. So we did get a bit of a reversal here. It looked like we had a pennant. It looked like it was breaking out, but it didn't really have the conviction. So it actually pulled back, gave us a nice little 4-hour transition, and then, formed a low after an MA cross. So from here, we pretty much have two scenarios, because this is clearly this 4-hour zone is kind of, the key zone determining where this is going to go. Either it's going to reverse at this level, or it's going to break, retest, and continue higher, right? So right now it's definitely looking more bearish. We did get a nice clean 4-hour transition. If we get a lower high here, you could enter on some nice 1-hour setups. 1-hour evening star, 1-hour, bearish engulfing, something like that. Nice bearish variation you could enter on, and then target lower towards this 200 EMA, and then negative fib levels. But I mean, if it does continue higher, clearly this is surging right now. There's a ton of bullish, volume stepping into the market. If it does clear this zone and through this monthly zone as well, look for a higher low, and then that's a confirmed transition. We're then bullish again on the 4-hour time frame, and yeah, you could actually take a nice little long opportunity here, target higher towards key resistance levels. Probably have to go to the daily and choose a zone, choose a target based on this. Probably up here closer to 77.5, and then closer to 78.5. Those would be your two targets. But I mean, this does have a ton of bullish momentum. If it does continue, that would be your, your safest entry, most conservative entry. Wait for this break and retest. But if it does give us a lower high here, this could be a nice option as well. And then we'll reanalyze. see how price action reacts at this 200 EMA. Either it'll react with a bounce or it'll break through this zone, and then we'll continue with our overall daily bearish trend, right? Because if it breaks back down into this area, we're back in this bearish channel, could be looking at new lows on this time frame. So we'll see how it plays out. These next few hours, though, on this 4 hour are very, very key. So we have 32 minutes left on this. Keep an eye on it. We are showing a bit of rejection, so you could drop to the 1 hour and get a closer look at that. Check out the indecision that's happening. How's it holding up at this 4 hour level, which is also the 61.8 fib level. So a good amount of confluence there. Let's see how it reacts. 32 minutes, right? All right, so that's AJ. Let's jump over to UJ. That's the next pair. Daily time frame to start. This one's shaping up nicely as well. All right, so guys, the story with UJ, we know it's bearish overall on this daily time frame. If we just zoom out, it's very large descending triangle. Key support has been 104.5 for a while now, all the way back since December 2016. So just bearish overall. Keep that in mind. Recently had a break of our weekly support right here at pretty much 107. It blew through that, tested as resistance, continued to print lower lows and lower highs, just kind of squeezing price action, which kind of finds us at this point. We're getting these bit of ripsaws. A little bit of volume is stepping into the market here because price action is getting consolidated. It's getting squeezed. It's pretty much getting ready to pop here, and we've been seeing a good amount of bearish momentum, but also a lot of bullish momentum. So let's drop right to the 4 hour, get a closer look at this little pattern that's forming. So we had a nice descending triangle again forming right here, 104.5 being the support, lots of lower highs, 1, 2, 3, right? Then we got a nice break of this level. Finally, didn't give us the lower high we needed. So this, even though this was a very nice drop, very large drop all the way down to pretty much 103, it came right back. Clearly this was speculation. Didn't give us the lower high to confirm this as a break. So it came right back. Unfortunately, actually kind of gave us a pennant above this 4 hour zone. Excuse me, looked like it was going to make a break and didn't hold. So it came right back. So now we are back below this 4 hour level and we're looking short again. All right. So we're just going to continue with that overall bias, looking short. But from right here, we did have a nice push. So right now we're looking for a 61.8 retracement, 38.2, some sort of pullback to test this level, followed by strong bearish setups, which we could then take a nice short opportunity on and then target lower towards negative fib levels. And then ultimately we want to get down towards 103, right? So that would be the extended part of the trade. But even this here is a 3-to-1. So it's looking really nice if we get a 61.8 pullback, followed by a confirmed lower high that we could take a short on. So yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I'll give you guys the 1 hour perspective. Just zoom out here. So right, nice push to the downside, formed a low, came back, needs to form a bit of structure. We would get a nice MA pullback on this 1 hour if we went for the 61.8. 200 EMA is right there as well to catch price action, maybe a nice wick and then body closure. That would be really nice. Take a nice short. And then this would be closer to 20 pips. 20 pip stop to get about 60, 70 pip target. So this is a very nice risk reward over 3-to-1. So this could be a good trade. Let's just wait on this to play out. But again, if this goes bullish, we always want to wait for a clean transition with a confirmed high or low right above this 4 hour. That's what we would need to see. But until that happens, we're short and only looking for shorts. Okay, so looking pretty good so far. A few more hours on this one. Again, just under 30 minutes for this 4 hour close. So this could even surge up a little higher. Maybe catch this one in the next, 8 to 16 hours on an entry. We'll see. Maybe at a New York Open on a Monday. That would be. We do have a nice little wedge pattern. We'll get to that in a second. Daily time frame to start. Overall, we are very bullish now. We were very bearish in this huge channel here. Got a nice break here, weekly transition. Broke through these lower highs, gave us a nice higher low, surged up to this monthly zone, got a nice transition, and then formed this bearish channel, right? So now we are pretty much trying to break this bearish channel. We got a nice rally to this daily break of structure, followed by a bullish wedge. So this could break, or, you know, it could fall. So we're going to drop down to the 4-hour, get a closer look at that and see how it's reacting at this daily level. So we have a bit of a range here as well. We have a 4-hour break of structure, which is bullish. Then we have a daily break of structure, which is bearish. So two different trends here. The daily obviously being the stronger one, overall very bearish. So we'll see how it reacts here. I'm going to wait for this pattern to kind of play out. I mean, we did get a nice rally, so this is good to see. Good amount of momentum followed by consolidation. That shows a nice healthy trend. It gave it a chance to pull back. We formed structure at the 38.2 right here clearly. 200 EMA was also hit. So if this does break out, we're just going to wait on this. We're going to play this conservatively. We're going to wait for a break of this lower high right here, followed by a higher low. Now, even though this daily zone is here, if we do get a nice transition this high in this range, I would feel comfortable taking a nice long opportunity here, kind of banking on this break, targeting towards a negative fib level before potentially, you know, a retest of this broken zone right here. So this could be a nice trade. This could be a nice continuation of this pattern, pretty much textbook entry as far as, you know, playing this wedge here, and then a break and retest as well. So that could be a nice long. It would be nice to see us get into this upper range here. So then we could ultimately target this monthly zone, maybe re-enter on a higher low opportunity. So that's where we're looking right now. A nice little 4-hour long. That'd be cool for this week. You definitely see that playing out. However, if this pattern does fail and we see price action move below the 200 EMA, just expect it to get down to this 4-hour, because that's going to take a bit of momentum as well. So look for that transition in price action. Wait for this 4-hour zone to be hit, and then we'll reanalyze, take it from there. Maybe we'll get a long opportunity off the 4-hour, play the range. Maybe it'll break. We'll enter on a lower high. We'll have to see at that point. But right now, this pattern is definitely in focus. Waiting for it to complete on a breakout, then we take that long, or wait for it to fail, and then expect to reanalyze as price action falls to the 4-hour. All right, so that's EJ. Pretty clear. I mean, ranges are pretty straightforward, but I thought it was interesting that this pattern had presented itself after this huge rally, you know, within this range. It being a pretty big pattern as well. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, so let's wrap this up with gold, guys. This is always a fun one because gold is freaking something else every damn day. But overall, on the daily time frame, very bullish. You know, it is a safe haven commodity. It's always, you know, expected to appreciate. So, you know, it's been doing that. We're definitely bullish overall. Recently broke 1800, shot straight to 2070. Following that, got a nice ascending triangle. Right key support at 1930. Finally moved below that, which gave us our daily break of structure. Found us in a new range between 1730 as resistance, 1875 as support. So let's go ahead and drop down to that. Get a closer look at this range forming. Expand this here. All right, so here we are, new range, 1930, 1875. We got a bit of a ripsaw, a bit of a fake out to the upside, fake out to the downside. Can't really, you know, kind of figure out where this thing is going. However, we do have good movement between this range, and I did want to give you guys this bit of a trade to kind of sign off with. There is a nice little long opportunity here. We got a nice break back above this 4-hour zone, confirming price action back between this range. So it looks like gold is headed back towards this daily zone, and we just got a nice higher low that you guys could take a potential long on. So let's go ahead and drop to the 1-hour, take a look. If you guys trade gold, you know, use 1% risk, use the abstinu, just don't lot up on this. All right. So I'm going to give you guys this one, but just, you know, don't be ridiculous with it. Use 1%, treat it as a normal trade. This is a nice buy right here. I would feel comfortable taking maybe 1%, 0.5%, and then target towards this daily zone up here. Really nice ascending, you know, channel here. Higher low after higher low. We move through this 4-hour pretty easily. Good volume, you know, in doing so as well. Higher low, blowing right to this 200 EMA. So I'm expecting something like this. Some sort of, you know, push higher, nice rally, good amount of volume is probably going to step in. We'll find ourselves closer to 1930 again. And yeah, this thing's taking off right now. So just for the sake of marking this thing up, let's see where we're at. Okay. Stop loss is already 2-to-1 based on this entry right here. So that could be nice. If you guys think it's a little too tight of a stop loss, wait for a pullback if there is one. And then same thing, buy on a higher low. and then target higher. All right, so that's gold. 1 hour, 4 hour outlook is bullish. Daily outlook, technically it's bearish because we did get this transition here, but if you just zoom out, I mean, this thing has just got tons of bullish momentum just sitting under it. It's just pushing this thing up higher and higher. So we'll see how this keeps going, and if it blows through this daily or not. But that's all we got for you guys tonight. Just another Sunday Market Blitz. Just a quick
Sunday
recap.
night, baby.
Right,
Sunday
another
night.
one. So we did DXY, AU, AJ. Got some good setups, guys. I must say, this is going to be a good week. UJ, EJ, and gold.
Hell yeah.
And
So
gold.
we'll keep you guys updated. Just to go over again, all the analysis is posted in the chat. Can't even find it right here in the chat. So if you guys want to check again everything we just went over, it'll be posted in here. I'll post the replay in here. During the week, we're going to post all of our analysis in this premium analysis chat, all the lower time frames. So once we're getting ready for trades, we'll post the trades in here, like the lower time frame analysis, and then we'll post signals in here. And then if you guys are interested in getting involved in any of that, just come to the Start Here tab. Premium analysis is right here. It's just $7, and then the signals are $75 per month. And then I just wanted to show real quick, we've got our website, so I'm going to drop the link in the chat for you guys. For those people that are rewatching this, you can find the link pretty much anywhere, mainly on our Instagram in the bio. Just wanted to go over real quick. If you come down, read a little bit about me and Nick, what we've been up to, our background. If you guys want to know more about the programs, what's involved, just click this video, and you guys can learn more about that. And then these are all the main programs we have right now, including the full course, the signals, and then the funded account, the management. So if you guys want to get more information, just come onto our website. Again, it's in the chat. In here, you can just come to the link right there. And it's on our IGs too. And what is this one? Yeah, I'll message Sandy. So Sunday, just went right through it. Pretty self-explanatory. We'll wait for some setups to come in. We'll update you guys in the chat. Next live session will be Tuesday at 8 a.m. All EST. We're over in New Jersey. And we'll see you guys in the next live session.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys.
Peace out, everybody.